Let me guide you through this. If they're not ready, if you're talking to a seller who is actually not ready to list yet because of a condition, as an example, if they're not ready, and you then try to push them into a listing presentation, how can that backfire?
Well, I mean, I don't think anyone needs to be convinced to sell their home. They either know that they want to or not. You just want to convince them to do it with you. So if they feel pushed into, if they feel like they're being sold, they might not be as receptive.
And then what happens?
If it's not good rapport, you might just lose them altogether.
Thank
and
you.
their future business.
Okay. So if the seller is not ready, which happens many times, if the seller is not ready, and then you assume that they're ready, that by itself can lose you the business, because you made an assumption based on judging the book by its cover. Can you see how that can work against you? Jumping into a situation that is not qualified, assuming that it is without pre-qualifying it, can then make sure that you're actually not gonna get what it is that you want to get. What's the goal when we're going after a for sale by owner lead? Lisette, what is the goal when you're going after a FISBO? What is your goal?
To get the listing.
Okay, to get the listing. And in order for that to happen, what needs to happen?
Well, we have to get into an agreement, I guess. They have to want to have the right motivation, or the motivation, I should say. And I have to pre-qualify and make sure they are motivated.
Okay, so to get a listing, what needs to happen? You say what needs to happen is that the seller needs to be motivated.
Mm-hmm. And realistic.
Okay. And how do you know if they're motivated and realistic?
By pre-qualifying. And
By?
What is it?
By what? How do you pre-qualify? How do you find out if they're motivated and realistic?
Pre-qualifying, doing the pre-qualification questionnaire.
Which is really what? What is the pre-qualifying questionnaire? What is the activity? What is the activity inside? What's the actual activity?
The 12 questions after you are done booking the appointment, you jump right into the pre-qualifying questionnaire.
All right. And what is a questionnaire? What's a questionnaire designed to do?
To find out their motivation and
to
also
ask
questions.
That's it. So let me go back. To get the listing, what needs to happen? You need to
be motivated.
Ask.
Ask.
A lot of questions.
Yep.
Why do you think that agents avoid pre-qualifying, Tatiana?
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
Did you go to?
Why do I think? Why
did
do
you
I
go in
think?
the other room for a second?
No, I was putting my laptop to charge.
I'm going to catch you guys if you're not with me. So,
no, why do I think that we don't pre-qualify? Was that the question?
Yes.
One, I think, honestly, before the whole coaching thing, one, we weren't prepared or understood how important that was. We may try to wing it.
Why do you think agents avoid pre-qualifying their leads? Dig in, go deep. Why do you think agents don't pre-qualify their leads? Because they're afraid of what?
Not getting the appointment.
Okay, afraid of not getting an appointment. So if you book an appointment for sale by owner and then you jump on your pre-qualifying script, many agents don't do that. They avoid jumping on the pre-qualifying script. So what are people afraid of when that happens? Like, why do people avoid going into the pre-qualifying script? What is that?
Well, I think
Fear
it's
they,
because
yeah, sorry, I was just saying the fear that they could lose it then by asking too many questions, you'll alienate the person, spook them.
Okay, fear of loss of that appointment, of the actual appointment. What else?
Right.
Elvis.
well, I figure that was what Kevin said is similar to what I was going to say, like to not spook them. Like you already got the appointment, you don't want to now run your mouth and have them lose interest. You want to get that appointment, get in front of them.
Okay, good. What else?
I think sometimes well, in my case, I didn't. I agree with all what you have said, and I will add to that also it's a fear of finding out that they are not ready, or that they are not motivated.
Because then what?
I'll feel bad. I don't have the instant gratification.
Okay. So if you dig in and you ask more questions, which is the purpose of the pre-qualifying questionnaire, asking qualifying questions. The first question on the script that we're asking is, if what I say makes sense and you feel comfortable and confident that I can sell your home, are you planning to list your home with me when we're meeting tomorrow on a Zoom session at 3 p.m.? That's a straightforward, hardcore pre-qualifying question. Why do you think most agents feel uncomfortable asking that question? Joyce Mar, why do you think that agents are scared of that question?
Because you put me on the spot, Ron. Because
That's what coaching is all about. Get used to it.
because it just shows you your fears to your face. I mean, the goal, I believe, in the agent's mind is to, get this appointment so I can get this listing. And if you ask questions like that, then you find out truly if they are as interested as you want, as interested as you want them to be.
That's great. So why are agents, then what you just said is actually the reason why we should ask this question. But
Right.
why do you think that agents avoid asking that particular question?
Because they may want to, I have in their mind, it may be, I have the appointment now I'm going to go on the appointment and sell myself and try to win them over, instead of taking the time to, take the loss at face value and keep going.
Okay.
My perspective.
All right. Yamanda, what do you think is the reason that agents avoid asking that specific question?
Well, I think just the fear you face that probably will be rejected, or find out actually that have an appointment and they're going to be losing their time at that.
And then what happens? So what happens if we lost this lead? We just did a feasible script or expired script or just listed script or whatever script we're doing. At the end, we book an appointment. Now we're jumping into pre-qualifying. So we have an appointment already. We're meeting tomorrow at 3 p.m. Now we jump on pre-qualifying the lead, like deeper pre-qualification. Most agents avoid this process. Mike Ferry says you must pre-qualify 100% of your appointments 100% of the time, no exception. No exception meaning no exception, period. This is how you run your business. That's how it's done. Agents avoid doing that. Tell me, why do you choose to avoid doing that if you do? Or why, and if you don't choose to do it, good for you, but why do you think that agents avoid this specific question of if what I say makes sense and you feel comfortable and confident that I can sell your home? Are you planning to list your home with me when we meet tomorrow at 3 o'clock? What is so intimidating about this question?
I think it goes right to the point. When you make an appointment, the purpose of the appointment is getting the listing. Why would I do the question? I guess to make sure they completely, probably not completely, I haven't presented anything yet, but just to make sure there's any chance, I don't know, I would say so. There's any chance if I go there, I present, makes sense, I'll get the listing.
Okay, we're still not touching the real reason. So, guys, I invite you to jump into this deeper. Why do you think agents avoid asking these questions or feel uncomfortable asking this question? What is it about this question that's so intimidating?
Because you're asking for the listing?
You're asking for the listing. Exactly. But what's the problem? Why do agents fear asking for the listing?
Rejection?
Okay, rejection, meaning?
I think it's the fact that rejection is likely. I mean, if they're for sale by owner, they don't want an agent, and if it's expired, they might already be working with one and be receiving a bunch of other phone calls too.
So which type of fear is that?
Rejection.
Which is what kind of fear? When you are scared to be rejected, what are you really scared about?
That they reject you as a person.
Okay, that they reject you as a person, but they're really not. They're just rejecting listing their property right now. So it has nothing to do with you. When a seller tells you no at the end of this question, no, like hardcore, no, I'm not going to list my house right now. And if that's your goal, then we shouldn't actually meet tomorrow. Is that a rejection of you? Like, are they rejecting you as a person?
No.
No.
Okay, so what are they rejecting? Like, what's the issue?
Your proposition.
Okay, but why are they rejecting? Why should they answer no to that question at that moment in time? Why they're telling you no, I'm not going to list my property tomorrow, and if that's your goal, then we shouldn't meet. What's going on? Do you recognize that at that moment that you can actually see that there might be a problem, like a real condition that you still didn't find out with the first script?
They're not ready.
Could there be a reason that they're telling you we're not actually going to list, like beyond the fact that they don't want to pay commission? Or beyond the fact that they're, burned out by another agent?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about fear of failure? An agent who joined real estate has been working for XYZ, okay? Then they show up at Circle100 or a similar environment where there is coaching. And they actually need to start improving themselves. They actually need to start working on themselves. And they need to get rid of the fear of failure, because the fear of failure is actually holding them back from becoming successful. Now, when you mentioned the fear of rejection, I'm thinking about why would someone feel the fear of rejection by asking a qualifying question? What's up with that? Like, why would I feel uncomfortable asking a seller this specific question, why should that give me the fear of rejection? Where is the rejection?
Yesterday I was going over the objection handling material that we took from Mike Ferry, the Mike Ferry organization, and if there was a statement that's taken it, and it says that if I trust what I'm doing, it's come along that line, or if I feel confident, I'll project that. So most of the time is that we are confident. We can deliver, or deliver a good service. Therefore, we project that. We don't feel like I don't want to ask more questions because I'm not even sure if I can answer them.
Okay. Which means that there is a possibility that if an agent doesn't have the skills necessary, now listen to this, the skills necessary to feel comfortable and confident about themselves. Listen to the question. The pre-qualifying question, question number 1 on the script is, if what I say makes sense, and you, Mr. Seller, feel comfortable and confident that I can sell your home, what's the problem with that? If the agent doesn't feel comfortable and confident about themselves that they're able to get the listing, they can't ask the seller this question because they themselves don't believe. So why would the seller believe if I don't feel comfortable with my own self? How can I ask someone else if they're feeling comfortable about myself? Do you see the correlation? That if an agent doesn't have enough skills and they don't feel comfortable, then what Lisette just said, their posture is weak. And when your posture is weak, you can't get business because nobody's going to look at you as worthy. And if you don't see yourself worthy of the business, you then go to all of these different situations when you need to ask a pre-qualifying question and you feel uncomfortable about it. Mr. Seller, if what I say makes sense and you feel comfortable and confident that I can sell your home, are you planning to list your home with me tomorrow? If I'm confident and I'm assured and I have these feelings about myself and my own abilities to get this house sold, to present, to do the entire process A to Z, if an agent can do the entire process A to Z without mumbling, and I'm not talking, guys, this is where the level that I'm trying to bring you to is that you're not just doing business with your center of influence and past clients, because that's very tight. It's too small. It will keep you doing 5, 10, 15 deals a year. You won't be able to do 50 deals a year unless you know a lot of people. And the problem with the majority of agents that join the business, when I ask them how many people do you know, they tell me, I don't know, 80, 100. Like the maximum that I ever heard was like 250. So with 250 people that you know, you're not going to do a lot of business. You might do 5 deals, 10 deals a year. But that's not enough. So what do you need based on what we just spoke? Each and every one of you should answer. What do you need? We're starting with Selena. What do you think you need in order for you to be able to feel comfortable and confident about your own skills so that you can then use the system we're giving you, which works for the best selling agents in the United States and the world? The best agents are using a similar process.
I need to practice the script, role play.
Okay.
That's what I need to do.
All right. Because once you do that, what happens?
Then I can get out of my sphere and do more deals. Because right now I just do my sphere.
So when you role play and you practice your scripts, what happens to your fear?
Goes away because I become better and more comfortable with objections. And that's where I'm uncomfortable.
So, guys and girls, what do you think you're uncomfortable about, Tatiana? What are you uncomfortable about?
I believe it might be just, the skill level and handling perhaps the objection or their concerns. So I think, committing to the skill building is something that's going to help me with that, feeling more comfortable and confident in what I'm saying and the questions that I'm asking ultimately.
Very good. Yamanda?
Same thing. I think getting over the fear and feel how do I say this? Feel that you can handle it. Like feel that whatever they can throw to you, you can handle and with confidence. I think that's I think for myself, I think it's something that it will really help. So it can run smooth and you can always be handling the conversation.
Okay, good. Lisette?
They said everything. I don't have to say. No, just kidding. Developing my skills, like sharpening it. I think it'll be great. Like having everything. There's a word. Like
What do you gain? What do you gain when you are making a full commitment to improving your skills? What do you gain?
confidence.
Confident.
Great. Confidence. What am I getting? These are the kind of questions you should ask yourself. What am I getting by making a full commitment to improving my skills? Confidence. What else?
You're getting skills.
You're getting skills, but therefore, what are you really gaining from that? So confidence. I am more confident in my abilities.
You're getting
Joyce,
business because you're gonna feel like you want to do. Like when I know what to do, I feel like I want to do it because I know what I'm doing. Like
which means motivation, confidence, motivation. What else, Joyce Mar?
Just having, just sharpening my communication skills, being able to handle a conversation, what to ask, what kind of questions will lead me to, whatever answer I want to get from them.
Right, and that what do you gain from that when you actually at that level? What do you gain?
Sorry.
Confidence, yes, but I feel like you gain just like the ability to see like the real reasons they have and what their real concerns are so that you can, service that and bring
So
back
you're
confidence in them.
gaining a clear vision about the prospect.
Right.
So you gain an ability to figure out who you're standing in front and then how you can actually help these people.
Right.
Right. Very good. Elvis?
I mean, it's confidence. I mean, what you gain the most is confidence, and yeah, your ability to not just get that appointment, but convey the confidence that you can get the job done for them.
So when you're more confident, what are you gaining? What happens when you're more confident in what you're doing?
More drive, more desire to keep going more and doing more.
Exactly. More drive, more fire to do what?
To kill it.
To kill it. Which is doing more
Contacts, appointments.
What's the first thing you need to do every morning?
Calls.
What's the first thing you got to do every morning?
Prospect.
What's the first thing you got to do every morning? You need to build your skills. What's the first thing you got to do every morning?
Role play.
Thank you. What's the second thing you got to do?
Prospect.
Yes. Third. Lead. Huh?
Follow up.
Thank you. So role play, prospect, lead follow-up. If you only focus on doing those three things, plus practice your listing presentation and present, you don't need anything else. You will be a filthy rich snob real estate agent with a superstar lifestyle, driving what you like, living where you like to live, traveling as often as you wish, and have the freedom you guys want to have. So, good coaching call. I'm going to see you guys at 7:25 at the Role Play Club.